It was Modern Warfare 2 that first introduced an alternative to the M16. The FAMAS was a 3-round burst assault rifle with high damage and pinpoint accuracy. Its distinct features were unseen by any other assault rifle in its class, and it rose to great popularity. In the hands of a competitive player, the FAMAS was a deadly tool, able to deal death at any range. In Modern Warfare 3, a new burst weapon is introduced. The Type 95 is an unusual weapon, with the gun's magazine and action located behind the trigger. Regardless of its appearance though, the Type 95 is regarded by many as the best overall weapon. Let's find out why. The Type 95 is unlocked at level 32. It's a burst weapon firing 3 shots with each pull of the trigger, and magazine size is standard at 30 rounds. The Type 95 has the second highest damage in its class, beat only by the Mark 14. By any standards, this makes the Type 95 a high damage assault rifle. At close range, this weapon will kill with 2 shots anywhere to the body. This is an incredible feature and is one of the reasons why the Type 95 stands out from its closest competitor, the M16A4. At long range, however, the Type 95 comes up a bit short, as it can take up to 5 shots to kill. Still, pull the trigger twice and you will have fired 6 rounds. If your aim is good, then you'll kill with 2 bursts consistently, regardless of range. The iron sights on this weapon are slightly obstructive but definitely usable. At close to medium range, snapping onto a target with the iron sight should not be a problem. Maintaining accuracy at long range, however, might prove to be more difficult, so attaching a precision optic like the red dot sight can be a good way to deliver accurate shots more consistently. The Type 95 features an extremely high fire rate at 1,000 rounds per minute. This is superior to most weapons and gives the Type 95 a major distinction as one of the few high fire rate weapons in the game. However, the weapon is limited by its 3-round burst mode, and the small pause between each trigger pull mitigates a lot of the weapon's potential fire rate. So, regardless of how high the fire rate is, the Type 95's 3-round burst will limit any sort of sustained fire. Complementing the Type 95's high fire rate is moderate recoil. As such, recoil should hardly be a problem with this weapon. The 3-round burst will manage the time between each trigger pull, effectively eliminating any noticeable recoil. The Type 95's aim speed is average for its class at 300 milliseconds. For this reason, it's important to be aiming down your sight when you're expecting an engagement. If you're not the first person to fire on target, a fully automatic weapon will most likely overpower you. Reload speed on this weapon is also fairly average, taking 2.76 seconds to complete. Reloads won't happen very often though, as the Type 95's burst fire mode does well to conserve the weapon's ammunition. In this weapon guide, I'll be presenting a single custom class centered around the Type 95. This class will be complete with my recommendation for attachment, proficiency, perks, and just about every other class variable. This way I can create the best possible custom class for the Type 95. But first, I'll be covering each individual attachment. The red dot sight will improve your sight picture and grants a 1.35 times zoom advantage. With the Type 95's slightly occlusive iron sights, the red dot sight can work wonders to improve the weapon's overall accuracy. However, the red dot sight won't do much besides improving accuracy. The suppressor serves a more straightforward purpose, to keep you quiet. It's a good option for those who prefer a stealth playstyle, but it's only truly effective at close to medium distance, as the attachment will reduce your overall effective range. The Type 95's true strength is its ability to kill in just 2 shots, and the suppressor may prohibit your ability to reliably do so. If you're not a stealthy player and would rather cause an explosion, then the M320 grenade launcher might be the attachment for you. It's great for clearing choke points or killing already injured opponents, but considering its minuscule stock of 2 non-replenishable grenades, other attachments may prove to be more useful. The Type 95's true strength lies in its 2-shot kill potential at close range. Still, if you prefer a long-range optic, then the ACOG sight will serve its purpose. However, the Type 95's closest burst-firing competitor, the M16A4, may prove to be the better long-range weapon, so consider changing weapons if you're itching to use the ACOG scope. One attachment that does work well with the Type 95 is Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire increases the overall output of this gun from 1,000 rounds per minute to 1,250. In practical terms, this attachment will increase the weapon's lethality and shorten the amount of time it takes to kill your opponent. Be aware that rapid fire will increase the gun's overall recoil, so it's especially important to make your first burst count. If you'd like to be aware of your surroundings, then the heartbeat sensor is a good choice. This attachment can detect hostile targets in your forward proximity and provide information on enemy positions. It isn't as responsive as the UAV and is easily countered by Assassin, but it can still be a good option. For those who prefer an attachment that is less complex, the holographic sight is another viable choice. It is nearly identical to the red dot sight, except that it provides a slightly higher magnification at 1.5 times, and retains a robust rectangular appearance. Choosing between the red dot and holographic sight is more of a personal affair, so you will have to decide which sight works for you. The shotgun is another underbarrel attachment. When equipped, the Type 95 will sport a handy-looking shotgun module under the barrel of the gun. Sadly, this attachment is hardly effective beyond point-blank range, and must be switched to before use. For these reasons, I wouldn't recommend it. I also have trouble recommending the hybrid sight. It's essentially a holographic sight with an optional 4x magnifier, allowing for a more versatile employment of the weapon. The only problem is that the hybrid sight is obstructive and slow to operate, not to mention that it sits very high on the Type 95's tactical rail. If you plan to replace the iron sights, there are better options than the hybrid sight. An attachment that I could recommend would be extended mags. Extended mags increases the Type 95's 30-round magazine to 45 rounds. It also increases starting ammunition and the amount of spare ammunition that a player can hold. It's less useful on burst-fire weapons such as the Type 95, but it's a great option if you'd like to use the Type 95 as a traditional assault rifle. On the other hand, we have the thermal scope. It's a long-range optic that can highlight non-assassin users as glowing white targets. The Type 95's 3-round burst fire mode would suggest that the long-range optic performs well, but given that the Type 95 is more effective at close to medium range, the thermal scope is not a good fit. In my opinion, the red dot sight, suppressor, and rapid fire attachments will be the most effective options. The red dot sight works well with the kick proficiency, and the silencer works well in conjunction with rapid fire via the attachments proficiency. All in all, the combination of silencer and rapid fire will prove to be a very successful class setup, granting additional lethality and increased stealth. For this reason, I recommend the attachments proficiency. It will enable the use of 2 attachments on your gun, in our case rapid fire and silencer. If you'd rather use extended mags or one of the optical attachments, then the kick, focus, or impact proficiencies will all serve you well. To fill your secondary slot, consider packing the all-powerful Akimbo FMG9s. The Type 95 does not perform well at point-blank range, so an FMG9 in each hand will turn you into a very lethal competitor in close-quarter situations. For the class's lethal slot, I'd suggest a Claymore. When using the rapid-fire silencer combination, you can cover your trail randomly with a Claymore. This will prevent a stray enemy from following your trail and can often save your life. For your tactical slot, I'd recommend a concussion grenade. The concussion grenade will disorient and slow your enemy, making them easy kills. I could also recommend the portable radar, which is essentially a close proximity UAV. The only drawback is that you'll have to go through the hassle of keeping the portable radar with you as you move, so the concussion grenade is probably the more versatile option. The Type 95 is a very strong weapon, even without any enhancement, but there are several perks that can help to strengthen the weapon even more. Sleight of Hand offers faster reloading. Although you won't be reloading as much as you would with other assault rifles, a quick reload in the right situation can often save your life. But don't forget about the Pro variant. It makes weapon switching faster, and thus will improve your ability with your secondary weapon, the FMG9. To complement Sleight of Hand, your second perk will improve how quickly you can acquire and fire on a target. Quick Draw allows for faster aiming down the sight. Although the Type 95 is a very powerful weapon, its power is limited to how quickly the user can snap onto a target, and Quick Draw will enhance the gun in this respect. Quick Draw Pro works in tandem with your grenades and equipment, allowing for a quicker throw of your concussion grenade and a swift deployment of your Claymore. I should mention that the Type 95 was affected by a recent balancing patch. This patch decreased the Type 95's hipfire accuracy, making indiscriminate hipfire marginally worse than with most other assault rifles. For this reason, Quick Draw is more helpful than ever, assisting in close-range engagements where you can't switch to your FMG9s. To round out this lethal class, our third perk will enhance our abilities even further. Stalker offers increased movement speed while aimed down the sight. With the Type 95, you'll be aiming down your sights a lot, as hipfire is not a reliable means to kill someone. For this reason, Stalker works well to keep you on your toes, but in some situations, the Pro variant will prove to be even more useful. Stalker Pro will delay any detection-triggered explosives, such as claymores, bouncing betties, and IMS systems. These are common explosive devices on the battlefield, and Stalker Pro will grant you a partial immunity to these. Selecting a strike package is a highly personal affair. Use whatever works best for you, but I recommend the Specialist Strike package. Use Assassin as your 2-point perk, Blast Shield as your 4-point perk, and Scavenger as your 6-point perk. Assassin will keep you off the minimap, Blast Shield will provide resistance to explosive damage, and Scavenger will allow you to resupply your ammunition. Overall, the Type 95 is a very powerful weapon. Its high damage and ability to kill quickly makes it one of the most popular weapons in Modern Warfare 3. However, its 3-round burst mode limits the weapon's overall fire rate. Winning any sort of engagement at point blank will require a lot of luck,
especially because of the recent balancing patch. Still, the Type 95 is a force to be reckoned with. With the class setup that I recommended and a fierce passion to use this weapon effectively, you won't be engaging the enemy. You'll be slaughtering them.